No one is coming to save you. If you want real change, it starts with you, right here, right now. Most people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for someone to fix their problems. But here's a truth: not everyone is ready to hear no one can fix your life but you. In this video, you're going to discover the steps to take back control, to reshape your mindset, and to overcome the obstacles that have been holding you back. You'll learn how to stop depending on others and start building the discipline, the resilience, and the inner strength you need to become the person you've always wanted to be. By the end, you'll understand why the power to change is within you and how you can tap into that power starting today. Stay with us until the end, because the journey to fixing yourself doesn't happen overnight, but the first step begins right now. If you're ready to take charge of your life, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Too many people spend their lives looking for someone or something to blame. They point to their circumstances, their upbringing, or even the people around them as the cause of their struggles. But the truth is, the only person responsible for your life is you. The moment you stop blaming others is the moment you begin to grow. It's the first step in taking control of your own destiny. Self-accountability is the foundation of real change. When you understand that you are responsible for the life you lead, everything shifts. No more excuses, no more waiting for someone to come along and make things better. You have the power to fix your situation, and that power lies within your choices, your actions, and your mindset. This is where true inner strength comes in. We all possess the potential to change, but tapping into that potential requires you to take full ownership of your life. You already have everything you need to fix yourself. It's inside of you, your willpower, your determination, and your ability to adapt. These are your tools for self-improvement. Too often we underestimate our own strength. We think we need someone to guide us or push us forward. But the truth is, the answers are already within us, waiting to be uncovered. Self-improvement is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about recognizing where you are falling short, and instead of feeling defeated, feeling empowered to do something about it. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to come back stronger. The moment you realize that your failures are stepping stones to success, you begin to view life differently. It's not about avoiding failure, but about embracing it as part of your growth. We live in a world where it's easy to shift the blame. When things don't go as planned, we often turn to external factors to explain why. But think about it, how much time do we waste blaming the traffic for being late or blaming others for holding us back? When you constantly point the finger, you give away your power. You're essentially saying, I'm not in control of my life, and that's where the problem lies. The moment you stop blaming, you regain your control. You understand that while you can't control everything that happens around you, you can control how you respond to it. That's where the real power lies, in your reaction, in your mindset, and in your ability to stay grounded despite the chaos around you. Self-accountability isn't about being harsh on yourself. It's about being honest. It's about looking in the mirror and recognizing that while life may not always be fair, you are still in charge of your own path. There will always be challenges, and some of them will be completely out of your control. But what you can control is how you approach those challenges. Are you going to let them break you, or will you use them as fuel to push forward? There's a quiet strength that comes with self-accountability. It's not loud and it's not flashy. It's the strength of knowing that no matter what happens, you can handle it. It's the confidence that you are capable of growth, capable of change, and capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. You don't need to wait for anyone to rescue you or fix your problems. You are your own solution. The key to unlocking your potential is already in your hands. It's about believing in your ability to improve, to grow, and to become the best version of yourself. The road to self-improvement isn't easy, but it's worth it. And the sooner you take that first step, the sooner you'll realize just how strong you truly are. The journey to fixing yourself starts with self-awareness. Before you can make any real changes, you need to understand where you are falling short. This requires an honest, sometimes uncomfortable look at yourself. First, look in the mirror, both literally and figuratively. Ask yourself, what are my weaknesses? What habits are holding me back? What mindset is limiting my growth? It's easy to point fingers at others, but self-awareness means turning that focus inward. You can't change what you don't acknowledge, so identifying these patterns is the first step toward improvement. Self-awareness isn't about criticizing yourself or dwelling on what's wrong. It's about understanding that there's always room for growth. The habits you have, the thoughts you entertain, and the choices you make all contribute to where you are today. If you want to move forward, you need to know what's keeping you stuck. This takes courage, but it's the foundation for everything that follows. Once you've recognized the areas you need to work on, the next step is taking responsibility. Owning your actions and their consequences is critical. Blaming others won't solve your problems. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that your circumstances are someone else's fault, but this mindset keeps you stuck. Taking responsibility means accepting that your choices have led you to where you are now. That doesn't mean everything that's happened in your life is your fault, but it does mean that how you respond to it is entirely up to you. When you stop shifting blame, you empower yourself to make different choices. You realize that you have control over your reactions, your habits, and your future. It's not always easy to accept this level of accountability, especially when things don't go as planned. But once you take ownership, you give yourself the freedom to make meaningful changes. Instead of waiting for someone else to fix things, you start asking, what can I do to improve my situation? That's where real growth begins. But recognizing your flaws and taking responsibility isn't enough on its own. You need to back it up with action. This is where discipline comes in. It's not about waiting for motivation to strike. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll find yourself inconsistent, starting and stopping your efforts whenever the mood changes. Real change comes from discipline, from showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's about building habits that serve your long-term goals. Whether it's waking up early, sticking to a workout routine, or consistently working on a personal project, discipline is the key that keeps you moving forward. It's about doing the hard things even when no one's watching, because you know they'll pay off in the end. Consistency is a part of discipline that's often overlooked. It's not about making huge leaps overnight. It's about taking small, deliberate steps every single day. Progress isn't always visible immediately, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. By showing up day after day, you're building momentum, and over time, the results will speak for themselves. Discipline might feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but the more you practice it, the stronger you become. When you combine self-awareness, responsibility, and discipline, you create a powerful foundation for growth. You stop waiting for the perfect time or external validation. You stop making excuses and start taking action. Every day becomes an opportunity to improve, to learn, and to move closer to the person you want to be. The steps are simple, but they require consistency and effort. Look in the mirror, take ownership of your life, and build the discipline to show up every day. That's how you fix yourself. Setbacks are an inevitable part of life, yet so many people see failure as a dead end. The truth is, failure isn't the end, it's part of the journey. It's a teacher, one that reveals where you need to grow and what adjustments you need to make. The key is in how you respond to it. Instead of viewing failure as something to avoid, start seeing it as a tool to get better. Every setback carries a lesson, and those who are willing to learn from it will come back stronger. It's not about whether or not you fail, it's about what you do after you fail. Failure forces you to reflect, to question your approach, and to find new ways to reach your goals. Without it, you wouldn't know your limits, your weaknesses, or the areas where you need improvement. Accepting failure as part of the process allows you to remove the fear of it. When you stop fearing failure, you stop holding yourself back. Instead, you take risks, you push your boundaries, and you try again, knowing that every failure brings you one step closer to success. The path to self-improvement and growth is rarely a straight line. There will be moments when you stumble, when things don't go as planned, and when life throws unexpected challenges your way. In those moments, resilience is what separates those who give up from those who keep moving forward. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to keep pushing even when everything seems to be working against you. No matter how many times you fall, rise again. That's how you win. Each time you get back up, you build strength both mentally and emotionally. Persistence is just as important. It's the determination to keep going, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Most people quit when things get tough, but the ones who succeed are those who refuse to give up. Persistence is what keeps you moving forward when the results aren't immediate. when the obstacles seem too big to overcome, and when doubt starts to creep in. It's the understanding that progress takes time and setbacks are a natural part of that process. When you fall, it's easy to feel defeated, to think that maybe you weren't meant to succeed, but that's the voice of fear, not truth. The truth is that every setback is temporary, and the only way it becomes permanent is if you choose to stop trying. Failure doesn't define you. What defines you is how you respond to it. If you get up and keep pushing, you're already ahead of those who gave up. The more you persist, the more resilient you become, and the closer you get to achieving your goals. There will be days when it feels like the whole world is against you. You'll question your abilities and you'll wonder if it's all worth it. But remember, setbacks don't mean you're off track. They just mean you're being tested. Those who rise from their setbacks stronger are the ones who achieve great things. The obstacles you face today are shaping you into the person you need to be tomorrow. Embrace them, learn from them, and use them as fuel to keep moving forward. The journey toward fixing yourself isn't easy. It's filled with challenges, failures, and moments of doubt. But that's exactly why it's worth it. The harder the struggle, the greater the growth. When you learn to accept failure and setbacks as part of your process, you stop being afraid of them. Instead, you see them for what they are: opportunities to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. Each time you rise after a fall, you're proving to yourself that you have what it takes to succeed. One of the most powerful tools you have on your journey to self-improvement is your mind. It's the source of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. If you want to transform your life, it all starts with a mindset shift. The way you talk to yourself, the thoughts you entertain, and the beliefs you hold about your own potential shape the reality you experience. Your mind is your greatest weapon. Believe in your ability to transform, and you'll find that change becomes possible. The only limits you face are the ones you place on yourself. Positive self-talk is more than just motivation. It's a way to reprogram your mind. The stories you tell yourself every day, whether they are of success or failure, influence your actions. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do something, you'll find every reason not to. But if you start to believe in your capacity for growth, you'll begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. This doesn't mean you'll never doubt yourself, but it means you won't let that doubt control your decisions. Instead of asking, "Can I do this?" start asking, "How can I do this?" When you believe in your ability to grow and improve, you stop holding yourself back. You become willing to take on challenges that you might have once avoided. You stop being afraid of failure and start seeing it as a necessary part of success. This shift in mindset allows you to embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. The best version of you is on the other side of discomfort. It's easy to stay where you feel safe, but real transformation requires you to step into the unknown, to face challenges head on, and to push beyond what you thought was possible. The discomfort you feel when you're trying something new or facing a difficult situation isn't a sign that you should stop. It's a sign that you're growing. Each time you push past that discomfort, you expand your limits. You become more resilient, more capable, and more confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. The people who achieve the most in life are the ones who are willing to get uncomfortable, to stretch beyond their current abilities, and to keep pushing forward, even when the path gets tough. Self-belief doesn't come from external validation. It comes from within. It's built through small wins, through persistence, and through the decision to keep going, even when no one is cheering you on. When you learn to trust yourself, you stop needing approval from others. You stop relying on outside praise to feel worthy. You start to understand that your belief in yourself is enough to carry you through any challenge. The more you trust in your own abilities, the more risks you'll be willing to take, and the more success you'll create for yourself. Embracing discomfort means being willing to fail, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. It means understanding that the journey to self-improvement is not a straight line. There will be setbacks, but each one is an opportunity to grow stronger. When you step out of your comfort zone, you expose yourself to new experiences, new lessons, and new ways of thinking. This is where true growth happens, not when things are easy, but when they are difficult. Each step outside of your comfort zone is a step toward becoming the person you're meant to be. The power of self-belief isn't about thinking you're perfect or that you'll never make mistakes. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you have the ability to adapt, to learn, and to keep moving forward. It's about trusting in your potential and being willing to invest in yourself, even when the results aren't immediate. When you believe in your ability to grow, you start to see every challenge as an opportunity. Every failure becomes a lesson, and every obstacle becomes a stepping stone towards success. At the end of the day, you don't need to wait for anyone to change your life. The power to transform your reality lies within you. Fix yourself, and everything else will follow. The journey may not be easy, but every step you take will bring you closer to the person you're meant to be. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Take one step today towards the person you want to become. You have everything you need within you. Believe in that, and watch how your life begins to change. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video. Let's keep pushing each other to grow one step at a time.